Hello and welcome back to TNN's coverage of the world's 9 best fantasy football players league. I'm your host, and this is what we have for you this week. There's only 1 week left of interdivisional play and things are all tied up at 15-15. Last week, Fat Charlie bounced back with a huge 5-1 win over the Turtle Squad. With 1 week left, it's going to be very intense to see who takes the divisional crown. With the shocking upset of the mental brick walls last week, there's a new number 1 seed in town. TNN reached out to the Texarkana Bandits for comment. Now, we send it over to Brett to spin that wheel. And now, here is Danny Football with his picks for Week 11. Hey, what's up, guys? World's 9 best fantasy football players expert, Danny Football here, back with another week of expert predictions. Last week, another good one for me, going 4-2, bringing my total on the year up to a very nice 34-26. My guest, Danny, unfortunately finished 3-3, unable to beat the expert. Not great for him and Elizabeth's strategy of picking based off of best team names. Clearly they would have known not to pick undefeated never lost if they were the real expert. But now, it's a new week, there's a new guest, and a new chance to beat the expert. So guest, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hey, what's up, guys? Nooch here, owner, general manager, and coach of Bart Harley Jarvis Landry. Bart Harley Jarvis Landry is glad to have a spot on the show. As we all know, one of the greatest, if not the single greatest, franchise and team name in the history of the world's 9 best fantasy football players.
Yeah, Nooch, great to have you on. Glad you decided to take on the Wing Challenge, and we're going to have a fun time.
I'm scared. I'm nervous.
All right.
I'm shaking a little bit.
This is a bad idea. First up, we have the SWAT team taking on Team MVanic. SWAT favored at 69% in this one. Very nice. And to start off, we have a very nice hot sauce. The classic. Big fan. It's a good one. Nice, slow, easy introduction.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Not terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty,
As always, shout out to the TNN executive chef, executive producer for the wings. Yeah.
pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm enjoying this.
Mm-hmm.
Why does everyone say this is so hard?
It's a classic sauce, you know. Nooch, who do you like in this matchup?
So, one thing I'd like to do with my picks today is just for a couple of the games I've come with. You can see my computer
I think
in the
it's
background.
blocked. I think it's blocked by the drinks, but there's a laptop.
There's a computer back here. And I'm using that computer to its full potential, and I've created a pivot table in Excel to do some analysis of the teams.
Really giving Miguel a run for his money with the analysis.
Exactly. Unfortunately, I don't have too much in the way of analysis for this game because both of these teams are frustrating. However, I will say that Team MVanic has one of the more notable stats of the year. That is the lowest points for in wins, which is 0. So I'm gonna go with the SWAT team on this one.
Yeah, I like that pick. It's look, it doesn't take a fan of the show to know that I've been low on Team MVanic this year. 0-10. They've been pretty bad. I've been saying they need to just scrap anybody and everybody who's on this team. They've got some good picks back. Helps them. Fortunately, though, picks don't help them this week. The SWAT team, they got their first ever lucky win last week. So congratulations to the commissioner and the SWAT team. Had an unlucky streak for a while. Some may say.
Yeah.
Really downtrodden team.
Mm-hmm. Not a great year.
Not a great year for the SWAT team. With that being said, though, I still think they're good enough to get past Team Vanek. Not a lot of intrigue in this one. I'm going with the SWAT team. Next up, we have Undefeated Never Lost taking on Blood, Sweat, and Beers. Undefeated Never Lost favored in this one at 54%. And for this one, we have another classic on the show. We have the hot and saucy Collards and Ghosts. One of my personal favorite sauces.
Some collard greens for our...
Cheers to that. Oh, I think I got a little bomb on my thumb. That's dangerous.
Okay.
How are we feeling?
A little kick.
Yeah, there's a little kick to it.
A little bit. We're managing, though.
Mitch, how would you rate your spice tolerance?
Out of, 10?
Yeah.
Like a B.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's maybe a B-. I don't know. It's okay. It passes.
Mm-hmm.
But, it could be worse.
I think in this matchup, look, I'm going to say it. Blood, Sweat, and Beers, they're a bad team. I don't know if that's really a hot take.
They might be.
They're kind of bad. They're 5-5 right now. They're in the playoff hunt a little bit. I think if they don't make a move, they're probably going to miss the playoffs. They're going to go back into that Pearl Squad division. There's a lot of tough teams in there, a lot of playoff contenders. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what Jacob does over the next week or so. Undefeated, never lost. Look, the expert has now beaten the historic franchise both times this year on the show. Danny did not work out with Elizabeth last week. You hate to see it,
sadly.
But we do still love to see our historic fans of the show out there in the comments. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Comment down below. Engage with Danny Storks, the historic fan of the show, with Jacob, of course, and Miguel. So that's my big storyline on this one. We got 2 historic fans of the show on one side, 1 historic fan of the show on the other side. You'd think 2 historic fans of the show, you gotta win.
Right.
But I don't think that's the case. I'm going to go with Blood, Sweat, and Beers in this one.
I think that's a good pick. My lips are beginning to be on fire.
Really?
A little bit. But I do have an interesting stat for this one. Blood, Sweat, and Beers has the largest average margin of victory.
Oh.
So anytime they win by an average of about 61 points, which is a huge margin of victory. I think next highest is Tom with 55 or something, and then it kind of falls from there. And Undefeated Never Lost scores about the same. They average about the same max points for.
Very consistent team.
In losses and wins, about 180, 190, very consistent. So what you're going to look for is either Undefeated Never Lost to put up about 185, 190, and Blood, Sweat, and Beers to either put up 250 or to lose. And I got to be honest, Jacob's team is not good.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to be one for Undefeated Never Lost.
Really? Wow. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Might be the wings speaking there.
Maybe. I've lost just 10% of my brain so far.
Yeah.
So
prepare for more.
My brain capacity will be plummeting from here.
We're about to get down to 1 brain cell.
Okay, that's fun.
Next up, we have Ham and Throw taking on Team Big Chungus 22. Ham and Throw favored at 58% in this one. And for this one, we have, sticking with the same lineup as last time, we have Tierfing's Curse hot sauce. Right in the middle, nice 3 out of 6. Very, very medium hot sauce. Not too much heat on this one. I think we should be good. I'll say it.
I don't like those odds.
Cheers to that.
I'm scared.
Mitch, what do you think of the flavor of this one?
It's a little thin.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
It's almost like water.
Yeah.
A little bit watery.
Mm-hmm.
Not very viscous.
Mm.
You know what that makes me think of? Mike Viscosi.
Great transition.
Team Ham and Throw is not good.
Mm.
Team Ham and Throw, I do have some stats here. I mentioned that Jacob has the largest margin of victory on average in wins.
Mm-hmm.
Team Ham and Throw has, by a pretty wide margin, the largest margin of defeat when he loses.
Really?
About 63 points.
Wow.
Team Ham and Throw is also coming off a win, which is great for them, except for the fact that they suck coming off wins. They have the lowest max points for, on average, coming off of a win, with just 164, and their teams play up to their level, where they have the highest points against coming off a win at over 220. So, with all that said, I don't think Team Ham and Throw has it in them this week. They clearly don't have it in them to win 2 games in a row. So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to go with the other team, whatever they're called.
The team that shall not be named.
Yeah, I'm going to pick Ham and Throw to lose this week.
That's a great pick. We have the battle here of 4 and 6 teams. This one, look, if you win, you're barely alive in the playoffs. If you lose, you're certainly gone. I know I said this last week about the Chunga people taking on Luck of the Irish. And the Chunga people lost. So their season might be done, but if they lose this one, they're certainly done. Ham and Throw, look, I've heard some whispers that they might be trying to sell some pieces on the team.
Wonder which ones.
Could be interesting, something to look out for. I think they've accepted that they're not going to make the playoffs, which is good. It's always good for delusional people to get brought back down to reality every once in a while. For the Chunguses, I really just don't have much to say about this team, I
didn't even know what team that was. I saw it on the list.
Nooch, I know you're a fan of the show, and fans know I have a working theory that Will is not a fan of the show. So Will, if you're out there watching right now, just send me Danny Football a text, be like, hey,
do it, Will.
Danny Football, I'm watching. I really want you to talk more about my team next week, and I'd be happy to do so. Will, I really want you to watch. It would make my day if Thursday I got a text from Will DeTremp being like, hey, I want you to talk about my team next week. Until then, there's really not much to say, and this might be a shocker, given people who know how I usually pick, but I'm going to go with Ham and Throw on this one.
Wow.
Who's texting me?
That's wild. Miguel,
when you watch, I want you to know you're texting me in the middle of filming. I don't know what you had to say, but it better be more important than filming, because you've now ringed me 3 times.
Miguel, clearly not a fan of the show. Actively a hater of the show, based on his actions right now.
Dude, how are you feeling right now?
I'm actually not as bad as I thought I'd be right now.
You're sweating a little bit.
I am sweating. My nose is running.
Yeah.
But in terms of overall pain, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. I'm sure it will get worse.
Well, prepare, because there's about to be a big step up. Oh, careful around the eyes.
I know.
Careful around the eyes. Next up, we have Luck of the Irish taking on the Mental Brick Walls. Irish are favored at 64% in this one. And for this one, we have the Dingo Psycho Hot Sauce. Warning extreme heat, 15 out of 10 heat. Big step up.
Let's go.
Nooch's feeling fine.
I'm great.
We're great. We have no drinks so far.
I just don't have any moves to talk about. I think that's what we've come to realize.
Clearly.
There are no moves that I want to talk about.
With that being said, let's see if that holds up. Let's go for the wing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Quick hitter.
Oh yeah. Nooch, who do you like in this one?
I'll be honest, I don't remember who's playing.
We've got Luck of the Irish and the Mental Brick Walls.
Oh. Mental Brick Walls took a tough loss last week.
Yeah.
Wasn't great. Really not huge for their overall stock, losing to, I think, Ham and Throw.
They did lose to Ham and Throw.
Yeah, not great. Luck of the Irish, I want to say Derrick Henry didn't have a great week. Whoever their other running back is didn't have a great week.
Damian Pierce.
And they still put up over 200 points. I don't have a stat for this game, but I think Luck of the Irish pulls this one out.
Yeah, I like that pick. I think it's a little counterintuitive.
Oh, brother.
Careful around the eyes.
I know.
Careful around the eyes.
I know.
Look, the Mental Brick Walls, they've been a pretty solid team this year. They just they choked away the number 1 seed last week with that loss to Hammond throw. Ooh, wow, that's hitting me now.
Yeesh.
You hate to lose to Hammond throw. Something that's kind of slipped under the experts' radar this year, actually, about this Brick Walls team. They only have 5 running backs on their roster, and 2 of them are on IR.
Yeah.
Another one is Kenneth Walker, who's on a bye this week. So they're stuck with Josh Jacobs and Kyron. Kyron has scored about 5 points all year. I expect to see him starting in the Brick Walls lineup this week. You good there, bud?
No, I'm great. I just sweat more than normal people do, but I'm great.
For luck of the Irish, they've been pretty good. Ever since they pulled off the DeAndre Hopkins trade, going to the moon. Tom, Kev Moss, look, they're in the playoff hunt now. They're 5-5.
They are.
I like the direction. Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
I like the direction of the team. And with the weak running back position of the Brick Walls, I think they need to go out and trade for somebody. Preferably before this week, so you can give Tom a good scare. I'm going with luck of the Irish in this one now. Shake it up. It's going to be a tight playoff race, folks. Buckle up. We're in for fun rest of the season.
It'll be a fun game. All right, I'm doing it.
We're doing it?
We're doing it.
Oh, we love it.
Oh, that is incredible.
Yeah, the chocolate milk is a great move.
Wow.
All right, we've got our first explain that move. I think we're going to go back to the drinks at some point, so I won't confront you with the most egregious move. A move from 2020.
Back in the day.
You dropped Tony Pollard.
Did. Yep.
And you picked up Russell Gage, bidding $11 for him. Nooch, explain the move.
Look, at the time, and we can see this with the trade that I made after the season.
Yeah.
Zeke was the guy.
That's true.
Tony Pollard was looking like what? You know, some second year, third year bust. Didn't look like he was going to be an impact player. I will say, I regret this move. I don't know if this is the first time someone on the show has said this. I regret this move.
Wow.
It wasn't, I had bad foresight. At the time, I think Bart Hurley, Jarvis Landry was like...
Really should have paid more attention in foresight.
Right, exactly.
I mean, those of College of Business would be disappointed.
Foresight was A class. And this is going on the internet, so that's all I'm going to say. I think my team was like Bro Chill, it's just Njoku or something at that point.
I believe so. Yeah.
So, clearly we hadn't found ourselves yet. Bart Hurley, Jarvis Landry was still in its nascent stages. Making some moves that we don't love. So, I don't love it. I'm not a huge fan of it now. But, you know, at the time we got to the championship game, so clearly Russell Gage, who's now a Bandit.
Russell Gage is a Bandit?
I thought so.
Is he?
Maybe I'm wrong about that.
Editors, check that.
Yeah. Wasn't a lot of foresight there.
El Pollo Loco, though, great pickup for the Bandits. I'll say it.
Yeah.
People were sleeping on him back in the day. Look at him now.
Yeah, the Bandits have made some... Sadly, I don't have any Bandit stats this week because Bart Hurley, Jarvis Landry they've got a train coming in the other direction.
I'm tingly right now.
Yeah.
A little tingly.
That's tough because I would normally have a drink after I cough like that, but I don't need one.
You can't.
And I can't do it.
You can't do it. Moving on, we have Bart Harley, Jarvis Landry taking on the Tex Arcana Bandits. BHJL favoring this one at 54%. And for this one, we have an all-time classic. We have DeBomb, Evolution, widely known as not that hot of a sauce. Yeah, you know what? Not that bad. I'll say it. DeBomb, I think the Psycho is worse. Did you dress this wing?
Yeah.
Are you okay? I'm fine.
I don't like that at all.
So, Nooch, let's dive in.
Cheers to Bart Harley, Jarvis Landry. Anyone who's eaten DeBomb before knows that Bart Harley, Jarvis Landry is DeBomb.
That makes me not want to eat this wing, but I'm going to do it anyway for
you have to,
loyal
Daniel
fans
football.
out there.
You have to.
How are we feeling right now, Nooch?
Not bad.
Yeah, it's not that bad of a wing.
It wasn't as bad off the bat. I'm sure it'll kick in a second, but wasn't bad off the bat as I thought it was.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Oh, there it is.
Hasn't hit me yet, but that's scaring me a little bit.
Uh-huh. Look, in this one... Yeah, there it is. In this one, look. Nooch, I know you're a fan of the show.
I am.
Fans of the show know I'm high on the Bandits. Their team, it's a wagon. They're just, some might even say it's a train.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
I'm the conductor of the train, contrary to popular belief. Never gotten off.
Whoa. I don't know about that one.
Uh,
Executive producer, do you have anything to say about that?
No comment.
One thing to look out for in this matchup. How are you feeling?
I'm good.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
It's hitting the back of my throat a little bit.
Okay. That's interesting.
I feel a little bit better right now than I did at this point after the last one.
Really?
But it is, as I'm speaking, getting worse.
Oh, yeah. One thing to look out for in this one. Someone that I care very deeply about. Possibly more than any person in this world. Trayvon Walker is on a bye this week. That's a big shot against the Bandits. Not something you love to see. For BHJL, look,
Great team. Historically great team.
all-time terrible team name. Josh Allen, I genuinely don't know how this man is playing right now. I thought he needed Tommy John.
I did too.
He had nerve damage. This man went out and picked up Case Keenum. I feel like that should be explained this move on its own.
Sorry, I just coughed on you.
At the end of the day, though, I love the Bandits.
Yeah.
Oh, we're getting real tingly. I'm going with the Bandits in this one. Look, you could have asked me a week ago. I was going with the Bandits. Nooch, who do you like?
I like myself. It's tough to have a Survivor week that we're getting back in, where I have a couple of my wide receivers. Ears are popping. So,
I wish everyone could see how much this man is sweating right now.
I'm already a sweaty person. It's hitting me. I didn't work out today either, so this might be a good offset of that. It's tough to have a couple of my wide receivers on a bye this week. Mike Evans and Tyler Lockett, coming off of their invasion of Germany last week.
True.
But I do think my running backs are top tier. Quarterback is top tier. I think he's going to whoop the Browns this week. I think he's a little bit mad about what happened last week. I think he's going to put up a lot of points. And I think the same goes for Javon Hargrave, who is
A player.
on the Eagles who lost this week. So I'm going to go with Bart Harley, Jarvis Landry. Bart Harley, Jarvis Landry. Bart Harley, Jarvis Landry for the win this week.
Can we workshop some team names here?
No.
No?
No. How you doing?
I'm shaking. My legs are all tingly. But we're not going for any liquids. No liquids.
I'm doing it.
Alright.
There's one more that I know is going to happen, so I might as well get it out. Oh, hold on. Didn't drink it. I didn't drink it.
I'd love to join, but Danny Football is going to prove that he can make it through.
I don't know why. Danny Football, you're putting yourself under unnecessary stress.
Yeah, you're right. Nooch,
I'm doing great. That chocolate milk is amazing.
we got a great one. Explain that move. You already know which move I'm going for.
I do.
You want to tell the people?
In 2020,
Uh-huh.
it was a trade
Uh-huh.
regarding a then very mid running back.
Super mid. The most mid running back there could possibly be.
You could argue still a pretty mid running back.
No, I can't do it. Oh, I want to do it so bad, though. My whole body is shaking right now.
For David Johnson.
I need to do it.
Sean wouldn't do it.
I need to do it. What?
Sean wouldn't do it.
I'll step in for Danny Football here. In 2020, I traded with the Bandits. I traded my first round pick for mid running back David Johnson, who is currently 2 years later not on an NFL roster. I will say, again, I got to the championship game that year. Was unfortunately slain by the I don't even remember what the commissioner's team name was that year.
Lock'em Sock'em Robots.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was slain by the robots in the championship game, but I think it was worth it. David Johnson had like 2 good games. He had a good playoff game. He had a concussion for like 3 weeks during the regular season.
He did.
Didn't really help me, but I'm not mad about it. I'll be honest, I don't know what player this pick was used for, or who was available. I guess Micah was available at that point, so maybe that wasn't ideal. But
no, I think it was Terrace Marshall actually.
Oh,
greatest player in Panthers history, Terrace Marshall.
Yeah, Terrace Marshall really is showing David Johnson the business right now, and yeah. But I will say, I don't regret that move. I'm happy with it. And I'm ready to move on to whatever this last.
Did you pick in this matchup?
Me, myself.
Oh, yeah.
You,
that checks out.
Yeah. Danny Football is blacked out.
Danny Football's entire body is shaking right now. This is much worse than the last time I did this.
Perfect.
I added like a lot more sauce. After Joe claimed that I didn't, sauce isn't enough.
That was cruel.
What the fuck?
That was cruel. And you even gave me the spicier wing.
Did you want me to give it to him?
Fans of the show, no. Executive producers were sabotaging Danny Football. They said, before this episode...
We don't know my pronouns.
Well, we don't know what the lore of the executive producers. We need to figure that out.
I've never asked. I'm just being polite.
We need to find like an audio log that tells us the lore.
The executive producer told me before we started filming that the executive producer gave Danny Football the spicier wing with more sauce, and I think that came to fruition because I am in pain right now. My nose is hot. I've never had that happen before. My entire body is shaking.
Does anyone smell toast?
Let's move on to the next matchup.
Viewers should know how much Danny Football is sweating right now.
I'm sweating.
Eyes watering.
Not crying, though.
Yeah, not crying. Eyes watering.
Do a little last dab here.
Yeah.
Last dab on the forehead. Finally,
I'm scared.
We have our marquee matchup of the week. The Pumper McNichols taking on Then He Waddled Away. Waddle favored in this one, 58%. No, sorry, Waddle's not favored in this one. Pumper McNichols are favored in this one, 58%. So, Nooch, it's the last dab. And we all know it's a little tradition around here to
Fortnite.
Put a little extra on the last wing.
Son of a biscuit.
So we're just gonna...
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Oh shit, that was a lot.
Do you want to like...
Yeah, we're gonna...
Do you want to touch wings?
Yeah, well... Viewers...
Look away.
Look,
children, look away.
Look at how much I put on this one. That is so much. That is so much sauce. We're gonna touch wings. We should probably censor this.
Yeah. Blur this out, editors.
So, Nooch...
I'm scared.
Cheers to this.
Cheers.
Be sure to bite on the last dab first.
Yeah.
That's the only proper way to do it.
Of course. Let's go.
Cheers to that. What do you think? Flavor?
Good flavor.
I agree. I think it's my favorite flavor. I'll say it.
It's on the lips a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly not as bad as some of the other ones. I think the fourth one was the worst.
Really?
So far, yeah.
Interesting.
Third or fourth one. Da Bomb was not great. I think it was worse for you than for me.
Mm-hmm.
This one I'm still waiting on a kick. I don't have a stat for this game. Actually, I do have one stat.
Oh, please share.
1.5 stats. First stat is that the average margin of defeat I mentioned that Mike Viscosity has the largest margin of defeat. Interestingly, Joe and I and Bart Harley Jarvis Landry are almost exactly tied for the smallest margin of defeat at about 11.5. Joe's at like 11.53. I'm 11.55. And another half stat is that Timmy bullied me into being nice to him because I was rooting against him when the historic franchise that is Team Vanek almost beat him. I think that tells you more about Timmy not wanting others to win, doesn't want to share the wealth. Timmy, potential capitalist.
See, that's the inside scoop
Yeah.
you can only get here at TNN.
Exactly.
This is why the viewers come back every
Exactly. The problem is, then he waddled away. Doesn't have Cooper Kupp this week.
For the next at least 4 weeks.
Exactly. So heading into the playoffs, I am not high on Then He Waddled Away, despite the fact that the name, I will say, Then He Waddled Away, solid team name. Not as good as me. Not as good as mine.
Debatable.
But I do think, to make it up to Timmy, I think the Pumper McNichols eke out a close victory this week by less than 10 points.
Very specific pick there. I
I
like
will
that.
say, if the line is Pumper McNichols minus 10 or 11, I'll take Then He Waddled Away. I'll take the points. But I think the Pumper McNichols win outright.
Yeah, this is it's a good matchup. Pumpy Dumpies,
The Pumpy Dumpies, that's what they're called.
they've been looking all right lately. Decent performance last week. Waddle, terrible.
Terrible.
This team has been on a real downward trajectory.
Somehow still in the Survivor Pool.
Somehow still in playoff contention. Cooper Kupp is on IR. He's going to be out for at least the next 4 weeks. This team currently have to start Mac Hollins in their starting lineup. I don't even know who that dude is. And he's going to be starting for them. He's probably projected like 6 points or something. This team, if they want to make it far in the playoffs, they really need to go out and get someone. I'm really starting to feel it now.
A little bit.
On the lips.
Hurts when I breathe. But
On the lips,
other times it doesn't.
Pumper McNichols, I've just been very confused by the moves they've made. They're like, it seems like they're trying to go all in and win this year, but like their moves aren't that great. You know, like James Conner and Melvin Gordon, very underwhelming. I don't even remember who they traded to Joe.
2 seconds for Daniil Hunter.
Oh, Daniil Hunter. Thank you.
Weird selling move for a team that should be buying.
You know,
whatever.
That is an interesting move, though. Could be a revenge game for Daniil.
That's true.
Something to look out for. That being said, though, I'm kind of low on Waddle right now. I think they really need to go out and make a move for somebody. I said last week their flex spots, kind of mid. Mac Hollins should not be in the starting lineup for any team in playoff contention. If they lose this week, they're going to be in real trouble because they've got some teams, a bunch of 5-5 teams, nipping away in playoff contention. Waddle, they don't have a lot of points for. They might be in trouble if they start getting mixed in there. I'm going to go with the Pumper McNichols in this one.
I like the pick. Small margin.
Well, Nooch, you made it to the end. Thank you so much for being on the show this week. You've been a great sport. Glad you decided to go with the Wings. I'm wishing you all the best of luck with your picks. Of course, not as good as me. Can't beat the expert. It's been great to have you on, and I'm going to roll out the red carpet for you. Tell the people what you've been up to, what they can look forward to in the future.
Thanks, Danny Football. Bart Harley Jarvis Landry just wants to take this time to really shout out all the fans. I know we have a silent majority out there who support us, and Bart Harley Jarvis Landry appreciates them, welcomes them in to the Bart Harley Jarvis Landry environment, the ecosystem. You can find us at bartharleyjarvislandry.com, and I hope
Is that a real website?
everyone won. Yeah, I hope. Not actually, but
I bet you it is.
I'm gonna go buy the domain right now.
Fans, I'll link to it in the description.
Go check us out.
Speaking of the description, like, comment,
Like and
subscribe, comment down below. Tell Timmy he needs to get on the show. Timmy, he's a little scared right now. He needs some encouragement.
Yeah. Timmy, I'm calling out Timmy. He needs to be on the show.
He does.
I don't think he's. I'll say it. I think he's gonna do bottom half of guests on the hot ones. I don't think he's gonna handle it very well.
I kind of agree.
Yeah.
Timmy, not good with spice.
Yeah, exactly.
People are saying Timmy not good with spice. Yeah. If he was good with spice, he'd come on the show and prove it.
Exactly.
That's all you have to say.
So Timmy, challenge, come on the show. Also join us on join Danny Football on the show. Do some hot ones.
Oh, I have one more. Explain that move over here.
Okay, then I'm gonna drink some milk.
It's the one everyone's been waiting for. Nooch. What the fuck?
Just in general?
Yeah.
Okay. I will say, I regret that. Just everything. I do regret most things. You could ask me what the fuck about just the general vibe that I give off. Not Bart Harley Jarvis Landry. Bart Harley Jarvis Landry's vibe is positive. But if you ask me what the fuck, I honestly I don't know.
Do you wish you could change it?
Yeah, kinda. Not every day, but some days. I appreciate that question.
We're here for it. And thank you, Danny Football and guest Nooch, for those great picks. That's all we have for you this week. Be sure to tune in next time to see how things shook out. I'm your host, and this has been TNN.
Hey guys, Mike Romanello here, defensive coordinator of the historic franchise Undefeated Never Lost. Just wanted to bring up an idea that I have. I wanted to start talking about any rule changes that we might want to implement right now instead of 2 or 3 weeks before the season actually starts. I feel like this gives us a better buffer of time for any bigger changes to be implemented so people aren't caught off guard right before the season starts, and also gives a better idea of what this league is going to look like if any big trades are going to occur. I'm cool with taking charge of this, keeping track of what everybody says. Anything that anybody says in the group chat or you can send me, I'll keep track of that. I think the one thing that we first have to decide on, we can put a vote that we can put up to a vote, is the number of teams that have to agree for a rule change before that rule change is implemented. I feel like the three logical ones are either unanimous, 2/3, so 8 teams, or just a majority vote. We can talk about that. And just to get the ball rolling, 2 things that I've been thinking about that might be kind of fun are either adding a flex spot, which I think will maybe be good for the more offensively minded teams. I feel like people think that defensive is a little bit too overpowered sometimes, and but this won't really change the value of the players too much, in my opinion. Also, we have super deep benches, and I don't know. I think it's a good idea. And I also think that maybe extending the trade deadline to a little bit later, since it's a dynasty league. If people want to go all in the playoffs and send a second for whatever, a defensive lineman that has a super good matchup, I feel like that's okay. And I think that'd be kind of fun. So yeah, just get the ball rolling. Send everything you want in the group chat. I'll keep track of everything. Feel like it'd be nice maybe to vote on most of these either right after the end of the season or as soon as the next season starts and the off season ends. So cool. Let me know, guys. See you later. See you in the playoffs.